Welcome, Hagerman community. This is your chairman, Brian Whitmarsh. Just give you a quick update on what took place on Monday's board meeting, our September board meeting. First of all, call to order. Oh, yeah, I do have orange hair. I'll explain that at the end. Call to order. We had all of our board members in attendance. We stood up, recited the Pledge of Allegiance. We then went into special activities, and the cross-country team came in and presented to us. It was great to hear how cross-country was helping them develop, and I was just really impressed by the speaking of the girls. They did a great job public speaking in front of the board, so it was great to hear that and see their success. We then went in and recognized the Employees of the Month, so congratulations to Shawnee Zelinka as our Certified Teacher of the Month, and our Classified Staff Member of the Month was Melissa Wise, so congratulations. Thanks so much for all that you do. We then approved the consent agenda, which is all the meeting notes from last meeting, the bills, the finances, all that, after they've been fully reviewed by the board. Went into review of our audit. We had our auditor present to us, and he was very impressed about how clean the audit was. There was no outstanding items, nothing to be concerned about, and we are in better standing than we were last year, which is great financially. Public input, we had two requests for public input, Jessica and Daniel Knapp, and they presented when we talked about an item here a little bit further, which is security. We then went into administrative report presented by Dr. Jim Brown, and he highlighted the students. We had ARG Students of the Month in grade school, and ARG Students of the Week now is a thing. And so congratulations to those ARG Students of the Month and ARG Students of the Week. Great virtues. And for Pirate Pride, which is the high school equivalent of that, the folks were recognized. Congratulations, kids in the high school, for being recognized. And then went over and talked about the homecoming royalty. So congratulations. Phil, we had a great homecoming week. It was a great homecoming parade and a lot of excitement, and congratulations to those. We then went into informational items. We talked about we got a building security update from Dr. Jim Brown about how the locked campus is going. Obviously, it's a little bit challenging, as you start going, but we do now have all the doors that are locked during school hours when the kids are in school, and talked about some issues with delayed cameras, but those are being resolved. We then went in and presented update to the Idaho School Board Association conference details. There's a number of us going to that, so that was just a chance for us to talk about that. We talked about board training, and we went over and trained the board on how to properly move their board packets. Nothing exciting for you, but for us it was good. Talked about a conflict of interest. As you can see, I am on a bus right now. I am employed by Mid-Columbia Bus Company. We lost our bus company that was transporting folks last year, so Tom is no longer in the bus business, and that left us with a decision of either to buy our own buses, which most of these small districts have to do these days. We didn't want to be in the bus business and maintaining buses and all that, and so we seeked a third party. Mid-Columbia did agree to bid for us, but their stipulation was we had to help them find drivers. They're having a hard time, like everybody, finding people to work, and so a number of us volunteered to do things such as activities. So I volunteered to get trained and do activities. Right now I'm at the FFA event, and we have some number of the coaches stepping up to help with activity driving, and as well as we have our route drivers. So that I just wanted to make sure I removed myself when we voted for the busing contract, just to make sure there's no conflict of interest. We asked our legal counsel to make sure that it was okay, even though there is a policy that stipulates that board members cannot be employed by someone that we have a contract with, but the exception in rural districts are the bus drivers. So everything is good there, and I just wanted to make sure that was up front, that I am employed by Mid-Columbia. I'm definitely not getting rich off of it, but I'm doing it so that we can have activity drivers. Then we went in, I went to our Idaho School Board Association. I am our Region 4 representation for that as the vice chair, and just gave a quick update as to some of the concerns in the region. We then went into action items that we voted and can vote on some things. We approved a first reading of a revised policy 3380. And what we did is that's what is required for student athletes. Before it was just a 2.0 or higher, and now we added that it needs to be no more than one F that is included in that 2.0. So We don't want our kids failing. We want to make sure that number one is academics, right? If they have one more than one F, they need to focus on academics versus extracurricular. Went through a number of other first readings for policies and second readings for policies. We updated the calendar, moved graduation right now. The placeholder was a Saturday for, I think it was Memorial Day weekend. Definitely we don't have graduation on Saturdays. We moved that to Wednesday the 24th of May, and we moved to PD Day for the staff. We then talked in more detail about the survey results. We surveyed our staff members to see how they felt about building security. The good thing is overwhelming majority of folks feel that our campus is secure, but we did talk about how would they feel about certain staff members potentially concealed carry or having access to firearms. We talked about the potential of SROs. We talked about lockboxes. We talked about a bunch of things. No decisions were made, but it was good to get that feedback and then discuss increasing the security of our campus. We approved and discussed snow removal, maintenance on vehicles. We approved a behavior intervention service contract. We approved all the out-of-state travel for the year for the FFA. And then we finally got the 5-year strategic plan across the finish line. So thank you very much for all the community members that were involved in that. And we appreciate it. And it is the community's 5-year plan, and it is official, it's approved, and we are going to be tracking on each board meeting progress we're making towards the 5-year plan. We then went into executive session, came out of executive session with a bunch of new hires, coaches as well as staff. As you can see here are those individuals that were approved for hire for the district. And then we adjourned. Last thing is, why is my hair orange? Be careful who you make bets with. I was down with the volleyball team. The Lady Pirates were down there in Boise competing against some of the top-ranked schools in the state in our conference and in larger conferences. And pool play, the first 2 days, we were very competitive, but we didn't win a set. And so then we went into bracket play in the bronze bracket. And the girls were saying that one of the coaches had their hair colored the color of the team, and they were trying to convince my wife Christy, the coach, to do that. She wasn't game for that. And then they said, "Brian, why don't you dye your hair?" I said, "No, but if you win the bracket," which means they win out, and they hadn't won a set, right? If you win out, you can dye my hair. I didn't think I was too worried about that happening. They didn't lose a game after that, and as you can see in the picture here, they took a full enjoyment of bleaching my hair and dyeing it orange. I am going to continue to have this beautiful hairstyle until their first loss. So yes, that's the reason behind the hair. Yes, that's it. So I hope you all have a great day and a great month, and until next board update, thank you very much.